Hi there, I'm Amy. I am 36 weeks along, and recently I've been having a lot of Braxton Hicks contractions, so I decided to make sure that I had my hospital bags packed for myself, my husband, and a to-go bag for my kids who are going to be staying with a friend. So today I just wanted to share with you what all we put in those bags. I've gotten the advice of what not to bring from some labor and delivery nurses, as well as from my midwife, so I think that this is a little bit more of a minimalist example of what to bring and what not to bring to the hospital. So I hope this video is helpful to you if you're like me, nearing the end of your pregnancy and you want to be all prepared for your trip to the hospital to welcome your baby home. Oh, and I did want to mention that although you probably already have a pregnancy app on your phone, I really like Ovia's pregnancy app contraction timer, because personally when I'm a little bit nervous of, is this time for the baby? I have a hard time with numbers anyway, and that just makes it even harder. So they have a simple contraction timer. I'll show you what the screen looked like for me the other day, and that might be something that you might want to have for you and your partner whenever you're trying to figure out, is this time to go to the hospital? So looking at these contractions, I can tell you that this was definitely not real labor. Obviously, I'm still pregnant, but the intensity was not increasing and the duration was not increasing. These were definitely Braxton Hicks. So that's something that you might have questions about too. So thought I would share my experience, and that kind of calmed my nerves to go, okay, this isn't really time to go to the hospital. So I'm gonna take a seat and show you what I've got. Mommy's gonna sit down. Cody's got a wild new haircut. He's a punk rocker dog. You're gonna miss being my only baby, huh? Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to share with you what I was told not to bring to the hospital. And this is kind of important because it does affect your safety. I was actually surprised about this because some people had recommended to bring over-the-counter kind of drugs or prescriptions. Now, actually, my midwife said do not do this because if there's an emergency, the doctors and the nurses need to know what's in your system to make sure that you're cared for properly, that nothing is double administered or whatever. So anything that you would need, the hospital pharmacy would have for you. So leave all your prescriptions and prenatals at home. So I had to unpack that after receiving that as advice from friends, which well-meaning, and I appreciate that. But another thing that I'm not going to be packing are cute fuzzy slippers. I just thought that would be so nice to have something to keep my toes warm. It was really cold in the hospital when I had my second daughter. This is my third pregnancy, by the way, so I like to think I have a little bit of experience, but actually that was 6-7 years ago, and my daughter came at 37 weeks. Pretty much as soon as we got in the delivery room for my daughter, she was ready to come out. I labored quite a bit at home, so I was talking with my husband. I was like, what did I bring? Now, something that you should know is that if you are completely unprepared, your baby comes early, it will be fine. The hospital has everything you and your baby need, and you don't have to worry one bit. But I can say I feel a lot more relaxed knowing that we're prepared to go to the hospital. I think the act of packing these made me feel just a little bit more at ease, even though, like I said, you don't really need to take anything except your car seat and your information to the hospital. But one of the things that I thought that I might want were some cute little fuzzy slippers. Then I just thought about it, like, hospital floors aren't that clean. So even though the slippers that I ordered had rubber soles, I'm not going to take them at all. Flip-flops will be just fine for not only the shower, but for going home. And I do have some closed-toed shoes if my feet are cold, so I'll be taking those. I'm not sharing with you a luxury experience of what I'm packing. I'm just talking about what might make things a little bit more comfortable for me. I know that the hospital is not a hotel. One thing that I saw in a lot of mom videos was people packing their Yetis and special cups for water. I don't need that, and I don't think that drinking out of a hospital cup is gonna be that hard for me. Another thing that I'm not taking is a Boppy or breastfeeding pillow. I didn't have or use that with my first two, and I didn't even think about it. The baby's so tiny pretty much that I didn't really need it. A lot of the baby supplies that people will tell you to bring, I'm not bringing. So diapers, wet wipes, bum cream, little outfits, hats, blankets, anything you can think of that your baby might need, they're gonna have and send home with you for free. Well, not really free, it's in the cost of your birthing, but something else that your hospital should supply you with are really big pads for after that baby comes, and mesh panties, which worked just fine for me for my first two babies. Now, this time I am upgrading a little bit, but I don't feel the need to have anything. It's just, like I said, a few things that are hopefully going to make me feel a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more human after pushing a small human out of me. So now I'll open up my bags and show you what I am bringing, as well as what I'm packing for my husband. And like I said, a to-go bag for when we drop my kids off at a friend's house so they can have fun while mommy and daddy are bringing their little sister into the world. Did I forget to tell you guys we're having a girl? We're really excited. Little boys are great, but I think it's meaningful for my daughter to be able to dress up her little sister in bows and things like that. I think that will be good for their bonding. So, Cody, I'm gonna sit you over on the bed. Hyena dog coming at you. Good boy, lay down. One thing that you will definitely need is your wallet with your driver's license and your insurance card. Now, I don't have a wallet, but I am going to be taking my purse, and this is one of the things that I'm not going to have pre-packed in here. I'm just going to grab it. I pretty much don't leave my house without it, so I know I'll remember it. By the way, you can go online and pre-register generally for your delivery on your hospital website, so see if you can do that. To just get yourself as prepared as possible beforehand. There might even be like tours that you can take in person, but with COVID they also have online tours, just kind of to put you at ease. You want to be as relaxed as possible as you're getting ready for this big adventure. People talk about having your birth plan with copies. I'm going to try to avoid an epidural, but other than that, like episiotomy might be necessary, things like that. You want to be able to share with your healthcare provider when you can't talk, because you're in the moment trying to make it through contractions, right? It doesn't really matter how your baby gets here or how you feed your baby, what you used or didn't use, or, you know, whatever. That's not the point. The point is cherishing your family. So I'm not bothering to print that out this time around, but you may feel more at ease if you have that to give to your healthcare provider. So you're all on the same page. Another thing to have is your pediatrician's information. If you haven't found a pediatrician, do that now. I did print out the paper, and it's stuck in my husband's bag so that he can handle that for me. So besides what my midwife told me not to bring, what she did recommend that I do bring is my own pillow, because hospital pillows, they're covered in plastic and they're not always the greatest. So I will choose a pillow. And she also said bring your own blanket, and that totally surprised me. Actually didn't do that with my first couple kids, and I am going to do it this time because, like I said, I tend to run cold. So something that I was actually planning to minimalize or declutter is this Star Wars blanket. It is so soft. Oh, it smells good too. What do I have in there? Anyways, I was gonna get rid of this. It has like the Millennial Falcon or something on it. I got it as an impulse buy for my husband. He doesn't use it, but we will use it this time around. I found that even though I was doing the majority of the work, my support person, my husband, was definitely wiped out afterwards, and he just slept for the whole rest of the time that we were in the hospital, both times. So I think this would make either him or myself a little bit more comfortable, so I will take that. It doesn't take up much room. And then when we come back, I'm probably gonna declutter it. Along the theme of being warm, I'm taking some long fuzzy socks. I hate being cold. I shivered so much, and maybe that was part of going into labor, but it was really cold in the hospital, so I like to have my fuzzy socks. If you watched this video in which I became Cruella de Vil, I have the greatest fuzzy robe that I got just from Walmart. It's so nice and cozy. So this is great because you could just wrap up in it for modesty, for warmth, and it's easy access for the nurses to feel the belly, make sure everything's going okay for your healing process once the babies come, and also easy access for baby when you need to feed her or him. Another thing that people say to have is chapstick. So this is in the front pocket of my bag. A lot of people said to bring a carry-on size rolly bag. Great idea, but I don't have one, so I'm just using what I have. Now, I mentioned that the hospital does supply ladies with the mesh underwear. I heard a lot of moms of multiples saying bring these. I thought, hey, this time around I might as well pamper myself a little bit. So, pamper, get it? Anyways, so I did buy a pack just because when I've got older kids that are gonna want my attention, I don't want to mess with any extra steps that I don't have to. Putting pads in underwear. These are already set up. You just pull them up and you're good to go, right? So I have a few of those just to try them out. And in the rush to stage my house somewhere, I completely hid my nursing bras that I ordered. But I do have these sports nursing bras, and they have a little bit more coverage up here. And I heard a labor and delivery nurse say definitely make sure that if you're going to be doing water labor and that sort of thing, that you have the kind that have the clasps and not like the sports kinds that you have to go up and over. That might make things a little complicated, especially if you're feeling sore. I'll provide a link below. These got great reviews. Something else that got great reviews, and I've tried it on, it feels so wonderful. Ladies, you know that dresses with pockets are the bomb, right? I don't know if people still say the bomb, but I love dresses with pockets. I don't usually wear dresses, but I remember after my daughter was born, actually I'm wearing one today just because it's a t-shirt and it happened to be longer, but when my daughter was born and my body felt like an 80-year-old, like saggy baggy, still having that belly pooch, the best thing to cover that up and feel comfortable was, I think they're called maxi dresses, or an empire waist flowy dress. And I remember wearing that dress to my daughter's first pediatrician appointment, and I got really nice compliments that if you're feeling awful because you haven't slept, your body's crazy shaped, you want something that makes you feel put together. So I did order another dress since I gave that one away. I tried it on in front of my daughter and she's like, "Mom, I love that dress." It got so many good reviews. I was a little hesitant to try it, but I do like the material. Normally I like more natural fibers, but this is like a silky kind of a nylon, which is good for stretch. Its design is basically great for nursing, and it does have a zipper in the side, but when I put it on, I didn't know that. And I just slid it over my head fine. Yeah, pockets, that's awesome. So these two things will work great together. And I'll link that below. I know I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this, and it wasn't that expensive compared to a lot of maternity dresses I was looking at. I also decided to bring some loose-fitting pants for afterbirth, as well as a nursing top. Something else that made me feel a little bit more put together and human for pictures after my baby was born. It was really hard. They got stuck nose up. So I actually burst a lot of blood vessels under my eyes and I looked terrible. So I've got my Minimalist Makeup Kit. If I shower, it's like 5 minutes, and then my makeup takes 5 minutes. So I shared this before. I really like Burt's Bees Goodness Glows, and I did splurge and get myself one of these shimmery eye thingy dingies because I saw a gal wearing some highlighter around her eyes and I just thought it looked extra pretty, so I'm gonna be sparkly after my baby. But otherwise, it's a pretty basic, easy peasy makeup kit. Again, I was watching some of these YouTube videos, and some people are packing a lot of toiletries and stuff. I just say keep it simple. I don't even remember thinking about that. I just wanted to clean my body and then go hold my baby. So for me, the only essentials that I'm packing for the shower are some flip-flops, as well as my own shampoo. I don't know if they provide that, but my hair is kind of finicky, and I also get psoriasis, so I am packing my own of that. I like these silicone containers. If you're interested, I'll link it below. They've got suction cups, so you can stick it to the wall. That's nice, because I don't want to be doing a lot of bending. A lot of moms were taking nipple cream. I'm just taking this container that I filled with coconut oil. It's safe for the baby, it's good for your skin. I'm somebody that doesn't want to have to consider like hundreds of options and price points. I don't want to spend $8 on something when I can use whatever's in my kitchen. And this could also work for makeup removal and cleaning your face, as well as lotion. So I think this will be all that I really need. Then I've got my spouse's and my deodorant. I am packing my arrowroot powder dry shampoo. Might use that. If you have long hair, you probably will be annoyed if you don't have a hair tie, so don't forget to put at least one of those in your toiletries bag, as well as these if your significant other snores. I think these are gonna come in handy. I'm swiping my daughter's fold-up hairbrush, and I've got her toothbrushes and her floss in there. That's it. Something that everybody will tell you you should bring are your own snacks. Now, moms can't have snacks or food while they're laboring, but afterwards you might be really hungry, especially if you're breastfeeding. So ever since I went gluten-free and dairy-free and all those other frees that I have, I've kind of had food issues. Like at one point it was food aggression. Like I was telling my husband and my kids, "Don't eat that, that's mine." I get really hangry, so it's a good idea for me to be prepared for that. So I am bringing some coconut water because while I'm laboring I might want something that gives me magnesium and just some energy, since I won't be able to have food during that time. I'm going to bring mints and plenty of granola bars. My husband's completely loaded up with snacks. And then I've got some reading materials. If I can't sleep after the baby comes, I was pretty wired after my daughter came, so I might want these while she's sleeping and everybody else is sleeping and I'm all wired. Alright, so I think that's it for me and what I'm bringing for myself, other than a phone charger, which my husband's going to be in charge of, and a computer. He's also going to be in charge of that. I don't have to worry about that. Everybody says bring a long phone charger. I don't have one, but it's a good idea. So for baby, like I said, they provide hats for you, but I am going to bring this. A friend made it. It's just so soft and cute, and I want to make sure that I send her a picture of my new baby wearing this, and she also made a blanket and booties that we'll be enjoying. I just won't be packing them because I don't want to lose anything. And something else that people packed a lot of in these mom hospital bag videos were newborn clothes. And I think a lot of that could have been because people were expecting to have newborn photos. It's probably not going to happen during COVID. I'm not concerned about that. I take pretty good photos with my phone, but I did buy one going home outfit, and I recommend ones that you can fit in with the car seat. Have your car seat set up ahead of time. Starting about the 35-week point might be good. Like I said, my daughter came early, so this baby could come early. My contractions started a lot on week 35. I haven't had so many lately, so maybe this one will wait a little bit longer. But what I like about these are you don't lose socks. It's got the little hand covers, and this was just $5 at Walmart. And this zips in both directions so that, you know, baby stays warm up here while you're changing the diaper. So super cute. I'm gonna wash it tonight. And my babies have always been smaller, like 6 pounds. So this is the newborn size, but they also, of course, have 0 to 3. If you're not sure how big your baby's gonna be, you could bring a newborn size and a 0 to 3 month size if you want. But I thought this was beautiful, so I did splurge and all $5 and buy a new outfit for her. We have 3 or 4 newborn outfits that were given to us. Some of them had stains on it that I couldn't completely get out, but they're still cute and worth wearing. I just didn't want something with stains on it to be the homecoming outfit for my baby, so that's why I chose this. And then here's my husband's bag. We considered using this for the diaper bag. It's a backpack and it's kind of got like this awesome fish mouth. I love it. It's got a laptop pocket. I poked in here for him a Gatorade because that's one of his beverages of choice. I do have a coffee as well for him. It makes him a nicer person. He also deals with stress not only by sleeping it away, but by taking long hot showers. So I've got his flip-flops in here, and for some reason having a baby is quite a stressful experience for the dad, I'm told. But I've got a change of clothes in here. I've got a massive bag of snacks. He likes Cheez-Its. Something you might want to think about when packing snacks is to provide something salty, definitely something with protein, and something sweet, and not perishable things, but things like maybe those fruit pouches, something that can be a little bit more of a fresh kind of a taste and not just junk food. And like I said, he's going to take care of all of the cords and charging things, headphones and that sort of thing. It being a backpack will make it easier for him to go put those in the car while the baby and I are wheeled out to the front. That's it for me and my husband, but for my kids' to-go bags, I'm also packing snacks. I just got this little tote bag for both of them. My son packed his own clothes. He's almost 9 and he likes to be prepared. He's got it wrapped up with a karate belt, a couple pair of underwear, something fun to play in. For my daughter, things she won't miss in her wardrobe right now because other than underwear, she doesn't have that many clothes. So things that could double as PJs, and my kids are also gluten-free, so I've got a bag of snacks that they can have while at their friend's house who are not gluten-free. We may have them grab their sleeping bags or a special blanket just so they'll feel a little bit more comfortable, and my daughter has her pillow pet that she can't sleep without, so things like that. But especially since they're going to another mom's house, that mom's gonna have anything that they might need pretty much. My parents will come up for the birth of the baby, but probably the baby will be born by the time they're driving. It takes them 7 hours to come here at this point in time before we move to be closer. So it is kind of interesting to share what people think are essentials for their hospital bags. Like I said, this is my 3rd time around, and pretty much I think I put the most thought into it this time than in the past. So if you enjoyed this video, maybe out of curiosity what somebody else bring into the hospital, or if you found it informative, would you please hit the like button? Click subscribe below if you haven't already and you're interested in a minimalist mothering approach to life. That's the path that I'm on and I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot better for my parenting journey, a lot less frustration to have less stuff this time around with number 3. I'm praying that you have a wonderful experience, and if you've already done this before, write in the comments below if you have any recommendations for the hospital bag and things like that. Hit that notification bell if you want to know when the next video is up. I'll see you in the next video. As well as from my midwife.